Hi, lovelies. Hello. How are we all? How are we doing? I thought I'd start the stream today with my headphones off, but for no particular reason whatsoever. I don't know. You have it. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi. I may have got... Hi Mimi, hi Blair, hi Berry, hi Pa. I hope you're all doing well, lovelies. How are you? Thanks. I'm getting used to it because it's like big chop TM. I'm a little bit like, I don't... Right. Let me just quickly Google a character before I make the accusation I'm about to make. Yeah, no, I think I'm okay. But just with the length that I've got, I'm aware that I have to stay away from worm tongue. I slightly see it, and if it was to get a bit greasy, oh god. But you know, as long as we take care, it's okay. It's okay apart from that. But you know, no, I do love the hair. I do love it. It's yeah, big change. I did the thing like I keep looking at my hair and like moving it around. Like yesterday I was stood, I shit you not, in front of the microwave, going like ooh, 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 just like looking at my reflection in the door of the microwave rather than the mirror. This from dry shampoo. I don't understand dry shampoo. I don't know how it works. I don't get it. I need to get it. Yeah. Greasy spray, okay. Not the microwave. Okay, I put something in the microwave and shut the door and was like, damn, okay. But like, you know, it'd be like that. It'd be like that, okay. I didn't post in the server, did I, in the end? No, I think I DM'd various people and then was like, I could just not post in the server because like, yeah. You know how it works, but it works, okay. Spray, wait a little bit, brush it, okay. Cool. Noted. I can't hear the music, I missed it. Celeste, nice. Don't know how it works, but it works. That's fine though. We love that. But yeah, I hope you are all doing well. I'm just fully looking at pictures of Wormtongue because I know my parents will appreciate this reference as well. But yeah. Yeah, we should turn on your hair right now. That's so fair. I mean, right, okay, Mimi, your hair always looks lovely. Like, it looks so good, like, all the time. So, like, whatever you're doing clearly works. Sorry. Please, no. I'm sorry, okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, and the haircut was done by channel friend Potato, who is not a hairdresser. She's just immensely talented. So, yeah, it's a slay. I love this. Your EPM want to sleep, but you need to pack. Oh, no, go pack. I don't think I know what you're packing for. No pressure to tell me, of course, but yes. I hope whatever you're packing for does go well. I assume you're in the city currently. Yeah, I think you are. But yeah, I hope that looks good. Normally like an egg. I'm not going to make any jokes. No, but, no. Wrong, incorrect. You look great, thank you. Trip home, oh, that's fair, okay. I'm taking a trip home tomorrow, actually. I'm going home for a night. Tomorrow. Doing a quick tour of various family members. Oh, you got some news yesterday? Oh, I'm sorry, friend. Of course, we don't have to get into the news, but I hope you're, yeah, doing okay with whatever it is. But you're always welcome to sit and vibe here. This is a big tangent. My coaster's not sitting flat, and I don't know why. What's it resting on? It was resting on the thin-ass wire for the Wii sensor bar, of all things. But, you know. Packing has not commenced. You're currently laying on the sofa. Okay, real question. What time are you leaving tomorrow? Because that's the real question. Because I'm leaving at a solid like midday tomorrow, so packing is not happening until then. But you know, remember how you said they might start laying off some stuff into work soon? Oh, I can sense where this is going. No. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, friend. I'm sorry. That real sucks. The layoffs. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, friend. I'm sorry. I know, imagine laying off part of all people. Right, someone needs to remind me in 2.5 hours to reply to Sorta Blue on Twitter, because I've cleared the notification and I'm going to forget to do it. But I want to give Joel the attention they deserve. It's a skill issue of the workplace, it truly is. Unless you mean me, because you probably do, because it's you. But, you know. You will forget, that's okay. It turns out... So Joel replied to me on Twitter. And I cleared that notification, but he also liked my tweet, so hopefully that will remind me. That's not all. Oh, God. You're still on trial as of yesterday, so instead of laying you off, they decided to terminate the whole as contractor. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that's just... bit of them. Sorry, friend. That's... Ugh. No need at all. Why our companies? Why do we do this? But yeah, no, that sucks, and yeah. Not me yawning 12 minutes into stream, but you know, it's fine. We're so okay. I was thinking of playing some Zelda today because we played Laurel the last 2 streams, so let's have a little break from that and play some Zelda. Because I missed that game, and I've been watching a streamer friend playing Zelda. Like all afternoon, so, you know, yes. What are you thinking about leaving anyway? Okay, that's one of those. That's like, I mean, it sucks that it's happened, and sucks that it's happened this way, but like, at least it was gonna happen, I suppose. It just like, yeah, no, sucks. Stinky, stinky. One thing I have realised is I left my controller upstairs. I'll get that in a minute, it's fine. What's your question? Going home after work. Ah, okay. Yeah, understood. Understood then. Yeah, go pack, friend. Go pack. I feel free more than anything, just wasn't prepared to leave so soon. Okay, that's good. I'm glad it's like... Yeah, not getting to you, like... badly, yeah. But yeah, that's... Yeah, I mean, because it's a job, I hope you're doing okay. Like, you know, in the other aspects that come from jobs, like, you'll be like, got what's up, client. You got this, friend. Go help them. Yeah. I don't know, I've run out of words, but go crush it. There you go, Grosky for the yard. Truly the memey way to go and help somebody at their job. I'm just picturing them being like, let's go. So good. So good. Oh, also, yes, I appreciate everybody who was there for the movie night. I appreciate that because, like, that was nice to have everybody there, and it was so fun because I do love that film, and I'd only seen it once before, so yes, it was good. It really be like that. I love that. If I needed help from a professional, I'd want to help her like Mimi. Speaking the fuck of bloody maintenance, so my flat, of course, is rented, so somebody needs to come. If ever something goes wrong, they need to come in and fix it. right? This one guy said he's going to come over 4 different times and he's only shown up once. Like, my guy is on a 25% success rate at coming to fix shit in my flat. Like, actually, I need to email the, yeah, I need to email the, like, building manager to be like, hello, still no one's come. But I can't really do that at, like, 9:30 at night. And when I get off stream, it's going to be, like, 12 o'clock, and I can't do that, so... I might draft it after stream and do the old scheduled send, because... no. Nope. Nope, nope. It's just annoying more than anything, like, now, because I've got to, like, stay in for it, and... Today I went to the shop at, like, 3:30, like, I don't care. If he showed up then, when he was meant to come in the morning, that's on him. But I don't think he showed up, of course, so... Yeah, not my problem. Not my problem. Mates, don't even, Blair. Berry, sorry, don't even. Ah, right, okay. Devastating. My plan was... I had a plan. My plan was to go for the 1 o'clock showing. And, of course, he didn't turn up. So then I was like, right, maybe I could go for the, like, showing at, like, 3:30. That was in my head. I debated being like, hey, are you going to be, like, chilling in the centre of town? Because I could, like, come in a bit early. And then, of course, A, he still didn't show up. But then also, B, I went on my phone to actually book a ticket. And it was like, nope, your fast pass ran out yesterday. Get fucked. So I was like, oh. I want to go see the film, but if I've got to, like, pay actual money to go and see it, rather than the free pass thing that I had, nah, I'll wait for it on DVD. So I would have gone if the pass thing, yeah, was still going, but it was not. So no, I didn't go see it. Oh, Barry, there is an incredible TikTok waiting for you in your TikTok DMs today. I feel like I've said this on stream twice now. I've genuinely no pressure to ever check TikTok, but like, oh my god, this TikTok I've sent you. It's good. And it's Wild Robot themed, which is what. I feel like I should have things to, like, show and tell because it's my week off. Oh, you're so good, don't worry. Don't worry. And you don't have to check it now, it's okay. It's okay, but like, oh my god, I saw this Wild Robot TikTok and I was like, I'm sending this to you and to Vic. Because I have no shame. But, you know, normal things. Normal things. Oh no, I'm sorry, that sucks. That sucks. If your messages are late, you're so good. You're so good, don't worry. Don't worry. But I'm sorry your internet's having a mare. Not fun. I haven't checked my own internet speed for a while. What is it? Oh, storming! Nearly 90 megabits per second. Let's go. And upload is doing okay as well. Nice. Love this for me. I'm sure Barry cannot relate. Whee! I'm trying to get stream to catch up, but it keeps delaying again. So here we are. Okay. I feel like Twitch does that. If it's like, if your internet's a bit spotty, it like, you know, does that to cover itself. Like it can then, it's got a little bit of room if it's not directly live, so it can like catch up. I'm pretending I know what I'm talking about, but you know. I feel like that's a thing that it does. Yeah. Yeah. Do not take notes from me on internet stuff. I don't know. I just like... When it doesn't work, I just watch a DVD. That's like my whole thing with internet. I don't know how it works. Okay, should we play some game? Should we do that? Because I want to play Zelda. Because I miss it. Oh, I've been playing No Man's Sky again. Sorry. Immediate tangent. They've done another expedition, and I'm nearly finished with it. I reckon I've got like one more one more play session, which is probably going to be Saturday or Sunday, and then it will be done. Forest Temple, yeah. Ooh, yes, please. But yeah, no, I'm still enjoying my No Man's Sky. Oh yeah, there's a tangent for you. The guy who did come to my flat to look at my stuff, every time I come, people say, "Oh, nice setup, you know, nice desk layers." And this guy started talking about gaming. Apparently, he's just started playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. I was like, nice. Love that for you, mate. You enjoy Pokemon. But also, could you please show up when you're like fucking meant to? But yeah, no. You know. Yes, I think I heard that she's back in tomorrow. I feel like, right, because I haven't texted Dan over this whole thing, so I'm like, I feel like in that awkward position now where like if I text her now it's going to be awkward because it's been a while. But I might text her tomorrow to be like, you know, hi, hope your first day back went okay. Oh, she's gonna collapse, isn't she, when she gets back and sees how different it is. I haven't either, you don't need space, but apparently she's been fine with it. Okay. All I know is Potato texted her, like, literally to say, hi, hope you're doing okay. How's Nanny Val? And Dan texted back like, she died yesterday, and it's like, oh fuck. That's an unfortunate timing. But yeah. Yeah, no, I haven't texted her because like I mean on a real level, like I'm perhaps maybe not the best at that sort of thing, but like yeah, no, I feel like tomorrow's going to be a good time to be like, yeah, I think you're back to, like, yeah, how was the first shift back? I feel like that's a good, yeah, a good one. But no, truly, she's going to come back and it's just, like, everything's on fire. So, you know, what can you do, hey? Are you doing 5 hours tomorrow, Berry? Yeah, actually. Yeah, no, if she's there, let me know, and, like, if she's... Yeah, okay, fair. If she's, like... If you think texting her would be a bad idea based on the mood she's in, let me know, but otherwise I'll just, like, text her in the afternoon sometime. Yeah, I might do that. Oh, wait, and she's back on Friday because... Yeah, oh, that kind of like, oh. To everyone else that isn't Berry, I'm sorry because we're talking in, like, encrypted, I feel like, but yeah, no, I'm, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Right, Forest Temple's finished, let's play Zelda. Sure, you can have this whack-ass music for a moment. Sorry to work you up, guys, I know. What can you do? Oh. Sorry, this is a random tangent. I was out and about earlier. There's nothing worse because you have nothing else to say. You're so good. You're so good, don't worry. I was out and about earlier and I noticed a bus that comes, like, right. On my street, if I walk the way I usually walk, that's like how I go. And then there's the other end of the street that I rarely ever go to. I went to that end and I saw a bus go past, and on the front of the bus it said the area, Berry, that you live, and I was like, oh, is there a convenient transport link between us two? Because that's interesting. I've googled it. No, it's still not that nearby. Like, the name's right, but it's nowhere near. So, oh well. There was an attempt. But oh well. There's the controller. There it is. If you just heard me yelling, no you didn't. Okay, Is it connected? Yes, you're going to hear a Windows noise in a moment. There you go. Okay. Let me load up my Nintendo Wii U. Yes, yes. Oh. Okay, so I think I was at Hateno Tech Lab. I think that's where I was. I have, if I am, I have a couple of goals I may want to achieve today. Oh, just in the village, okay. Oh, did I go to the hotel? Because there's that weird guy that's like, can you tell me what the girl I'm in love with likes, because I really don't know her at all, but somehow still have a crush on her. Stinky man. Oh, I've got 5 spirit orbs. Nice. Oh, yeah, she got new hair. Slay, I love it. Okay, so my goal for today is I think I can do a side quest immediately. I go here. Will someone please deal with the monsters at Hateno Beach? Koyan Hateno Pasture. That's not a side quest. Unless I go and find the person, maybe I'll get a side quest. I forget how this works. Fucking what, mate? Checking everyone out today too. The check-in just never stops. So, what is it, lady? I got the goods. Oh, I remember. I need to go and find the things, don't I? Find whatever it wants, crickets or something. No. If I 100% this game, which I'm not saying I will, that's a future me problem. Oh, I wish I had stamina. Well, I didn't go and get the extra part. Oh. Silly goose. Right. Is the pasture here? I forget where it is. Yes. They'll pay. They'll all pay. Hey, you. Yes? What do you want? Oh, don't act so clueless. Although... Fine. You seem harmless enough. Forgive me. I've just been on edge with all these monsters running around. They come up from Hateno Beach to steal my sheep. If someone doesn't do something, I won't have any left. There we go. That's what I wanted. Now I can go and get rid of all the monsters. I did think about doing Eventide today as well, but I feel like I need to wait until I've got dragon parts to make a good potion. There's going to be a Korok there, isn't there? Guaranteed Korok, yep. Oh. Huh? Really? It's not a Korok? Hmm. Yeah. Bye-bye. That's a bit weird, but oh well, it worked. Right. Okay, so there's a shrine there. I feel like there's also a cast shrine down there. But we'll have to wait and see. I've not met Cass yet, have I, on this save file? I don't think. It's pretty. Okay, so there's a bunch of monsters over there. Oh. My weapons are better than I remember. Wait, no. Better angle. There we go. Blum, 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 blum. Whee! Oh, huge! Oh, stop it. That's a lot of them. Oh, great. Do I have a coral leaf? I don't, do I? Shit. I may have made a little mistake doing this. See if I can get them in the water. Because that will get rid of them for me. What the fuck? Okay, Snow has made a mistake. Oh, nice one. Oh, it's over. It's over for me. Right. Okay, bye. See ya. Don't shoot me. You little fecker, don't shoot me. Fuck you. I'm going to come back and do that another time. Oh, I can run in this water, okay. Yeah, nah, off you go, lads. Off you go. If I had a Korok leaf, I'd smash that. Get them all in the water. Easy. Ooh. That's a very pretty crab. No. Nice. Also, it's Fink. Oh, cute. Right. Okay, I should heal because I can't actually do any wind bombs right now. Cool. So, if I go... Nice. Oh yeah, that's what I usually do for these, isn't it? Use bombs. Oh, that's a very small stump. That might not work. But we can try. Okay, it's fine. What the hell's that? Oh, it's my mod. I mean, not mod. No, no. Armored Porgy. Love that. Oh, can I get my stamina back by standing here? Good. Ah, the smell of the sea. Why, hello. I certainly didn't expect to see anyone else up here. That there, on your hip. No, I'm sorry. It's nothing. I didn't mean to pry. Are you a bird? Oh, you can't see it. Sorry, but are you a bird? Have you never met a Rito before? Odd. My name's Cass, and as a bard, I spend my days travelling this land in search of ancient songs. Have you heard of the ancient songs of Hyrule? No. Ancient songs. Songs that sing the praises of a hero who beat the calamity in an age past. This oddly shaped rock pillar we're standing on is the subject of a song. Would you like to hear it? Yes, please. As you wish. An ancient hero spoke these words. One day I'll return to fight evil. My cash is at 17 of 24. This rock will point towards its retrieval. My cash? Could it be a hidden stash of money? If it was left by the ancient hero that defeated the calamity 10,000 years ago, it must be a big amount. Good luck figuring it out. May it illuminate your path. Huh. I don't know what that means. "17 of 24. Is this a... Excuse me, is this a Leighton game? Because what in the hell does that mean? I'm baffled. Okay. Well... I want to get over there to that shrine. That's where I want to go. And I think swimming there is a horrendous idea. But I don't think I can wind bomb all the way over there. So, here's the plan. It's a very dull plan, but it is a plan. Just up the rock and just get in the bin, you know. This is exactly as Miyamoto intended. They wanted to break the conventions of the Zelda franchise, and this is what they got. Ice pillars. I wish I could do the mid-air launchers, because they're so cool. Internet's back to normal, yippee! Getting instantaneous berry now, everybody. I hope you're excited. I sure am. Don't try it, you little nerds. Ooh! If only you could build a... I know, right? That would just be so crazy to implement, though. Like, imagine being able to just craft things. You're not replying at like 2 minutes past now. Genuinely, it wasn't that bad. Your replies were pretty good still. Maybe they just felt long. Come here, fish. Gotta love how you switched to mobile, then spent a solid few minutes tracking down your headphones to turn them off. Oh, love that for you. Come here. Come here. Felt like you were staring at the screen for ages, waiting for them to pop up while the conversation changed. Oh, I know that feeling. They're like, oh my god. Quick, before the joke passes, the joke doesn't... Yeah, before the joke won't make sense anymore. But no, you're all good. You're all good. I don't know what this shrine is. I can't remember it. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, that's bad. What is it? Fuck. Right. I don't know if I've got the facilities for this. Oh, I've got an edge of duality. I'll be okay, I think. And the bow situation... Now's the time. You know what? Now is the time. The big dick weapons. Armor as well. What's my best? That. And head is 5. Arms are 5, yeah. Okay, this is going to break, but that's okay. You know what? I'm going to have this one first. Here we go. On a separate note, how the fuck's it 10 PM? You've done nothing. You're doing great though, friend. Oh shit. Oh, double shit. Right. My turn. Oh, my stamina's so bad. Whoa, 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 chill, 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 chill. Right, I'm gonna stop there. And do that. Because that's like double damage, I think. Immediate breakage. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, of course. Oh, too early. Where's a pillar? Ow. Okay, he's actually not doing that much damage. But then again, nor am I. Relative to bro's health bar. No. Whoa. So how the fuck do you get Glory Rushes that consistently? The answer's a bit sad. Honestly, it's a bit sad. And the answer is 200 hours in Breath of the Wild, plus all of Twinkly Toes playthrough, and then all of Tears of the Kingdom, plus all of Twinkly Toes playthrough. That's how. And Mimi's playthrough as well. Halfway there. Whoa! I should get back, shouldn't I? Yeah. Oh, shit. Nearly there. Well, we're not, but if I say we are, then it's okay. Yippee! Ow. Okay, the sword does major damage. I forget you had therapy tonight too. Oh, you got this, friend. You're gonna do so good. That broke. Oh, shit. You know what? No. Baby bow. Don't go in, don't go in, don't go in, don't go in. Oh, fuck. I don't think I'm confident parrying this. Please just die. Fuck. This is not good. Okay, I had a fairy. What should I use for the memes? Right. Whew. They are no joke. Guardian Sword plus plus, nice. Battle Axe plus plus, nice. Spear plus plus, nice. Things break quicker in master mode. Well. Please hold just while I there we go. Potentially. But if it was, I may have turned it off. I actually can't see if I have turned it off. Like, on a real level, I'm basically not playing Master Mode. Like, I'm kind of playing Master Mode, but I'm also, like, not. I swear there was something where I did do weapon durability. I did change something. I'm sure I did. But I don't see it. So maybe I didn't. Huh, maybe not. Maybe I'm all good. Durability. Oh, I didn't. Good for me. Oh shit, sorry. But I don't know. I actually can't remember if it breaks faster normally. I don't think it does. Because the enemies do have more health sometimes. Right, now Snow, why did we come all the way out here and do that, you ask? Well, besties. Whee! That's why. So now I have the full climbing set. Which is going to be so good. Da na 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 na. The load thing didn't move for ages and I got really scared. Right. You can get in the bin, mate. Don't care about you. Yeah. Yippee. Okay, so I have a policy of no fast travel unless the alternative is really annoying. And I don't know about you, but I can't be arsed. Hello. I can't be arsed. So let's teleport back to the tech lab. What are you doing there, brother? Okay. It's giving the like, hi, how are you? Like, no thanks. No. Okay, so that was objective 1 for the day. What was the thing that Cass said? Okay, it's a side quest. I don't know. So, I'm going to go back to Hatena Village. So that I can assess dyeing the climber's set. And then we'll go from there. Oh, my stamina. Nice. Okay, so I want the... Yeah, full climber set. Hello. Looking to add some colour to your wardrobe? You found the right place. Who do you do? Who do you do, sorry. The dye shop? Yes. 20 rupees? Yes. Yes, dye! Okay. Colours. Dark blue. Red. Yellow. Ooh. I like the hair thing on that one. Right, so rainbow ones I think are custom. Oh. Okay. Ooh, I do like purple. Sure, they do, don't they? I'd be down. I'd be down for the purple set. I think I'd be down for purple. I quite like that one. Or the blue. No, the blue's weird with the orange. The orange bit of rope. Purple. You don't get a vote. We're doing purple. What was that? Let me choose again. What are the guts? A Copland. Easy. Okay. Thanks for the business. Hold on to your skirts. These are shorts, but okay. Ooh, I don't know it. But very nice. I hope you enjoy. Yippee! Yee-hoo! Made something very special here, if I do say so myself. And how is it? Do you find it palatable? If you'd like to do a re-dye, let me know. Yippee! I love the purple. Kind of similar to Hollow Knight. Ooh, I know you do love Hollow Knight. Okay, slay. Right. So, I'm basically on a quest for items I can't live without. And the next ones are up in Akkala. So I would be down to go on and explore all up here. I would be up for that today. We can do like the tower that's over here. Ignore the Zora stuff. And then whiz on up to Akkala. I'd be up for that. Oh. Come on, horse, you can do it. Okay. Whee! And we could do one of the labyrinths if we go up to Akkala. Which would be very cool. Do I have something? Yeah, I do. Okay. What does it do? Okay. Dude, don't even bother. Okay. This game doesn't have a map. Oh, I couldn't cope with no map. I couldn't cope with that. I'm tempted, but I won't. Ooh. Blood moon, blood moon, blood moon. It's not a big thing, because I am kind of avoiding a lot of monsters at the moment. But, you know. Wahoo!
The blood moon rises once.
So it does. The blood moon rises once again. Okay, I can think of two places I want to go. One is down here, then. And one's way up there. Okay, I'm going to go south first. This is the plan. This is the vision. Okay. We can just cut through here, can't we? Yeah. The Goombas look ridiculous, and I love them for it. Oh, if I find the dragon, I could do the Spring of Power as well today. Sorry, I'm making so many plans. Ah, wrecked. I just did that for fun, basically. I think you're still alive, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, and one of these days I've got to do the Julian Peak shrines. Sorry, I'm saying so many words right now. I feel like I have Zelda... not overload, but like... Yeah, a lot of things going on. Brain rot. Like a very long to-do list, I feel like. More than anything. Just so much shit to do. This game's so pretty. It is gonna rain. In-game in an hour and a half, but hopefully Lake Hylia is in a different, like, weather zone. Okay, you think you're packed, but at the same time, fuck knows what you're forgetting. Feels like I barely packed anything. How long are you going for, if I may inquire? I did. I saw. It's very misty where us, me, Blair, and Barry all live. Very misty right now. This is just the weekend. Okay, you'll be all right then. You'll be fine. Yeah, but it's been crazy misty today, which I really like. To be honest, I really like it. Nice. Oh, hello. Ow. Oh, yeah, no, for sure that'll happen. Bit weird cleaning. God, it was so foggy out. I saw your story post, Barry. Yeah, it was really, real crazy for you. This might be a, I wouldn't call it a hot take, but certainly a take. I feel like fog is the weather I get most excited for. Because, like, of course everybody loves snow. But, I'm like, I don't know. Every time it's foggy, I'm like, ooh, I love this. Oh, crazier at 6 a.m. Yeah, that would be wild. This isn't foggy, I swear. On BBC Weather, it just says fog. So I've been calling it fog. But if that's not the case, then... I don't know. Oh, you're so eager. Guaranteed eager. Coming up. Met says missed. Oh, fight. What does my other weather app say? Have I ever told you about my other weather app? It's absolutely incredible. Yes, okay. Let's see what my weather app says. I'm just granting it location permissions again because it's been a while since I used it, apparently. Okay, so the weather for England. Just England, apparently, is. Can you see anything through that fucking shit? Is what my weather app says. If I refresh it, what else is it going to say? Can't see shit in that fucking mist. There you go. That's how rainy it is. That's how misty it is. Isn't Master Koga so dreamy? I could stare at that poochie tummy of his all day long. He's got a dumb belly. A dumb belly? You filth! You have no appreciation for true beauty. I'll take your life. Oh, I thought you were going to spawn on top of my head. Turns out there's a difference and it's literally based off how far you can see. Interesting. I was not aware. 80 rupees for that. Nice. Nice. Ooh. Some items from my Steam wishlist are on sale. What items? Oh, Minami Lane's on sale. Cute. You know, I'm not fighting them. I just can't be bothered. I feel like this is going to be a bit of a problem with my playthrough. Is that I can't be bothered to fight the enemies on Master Mode. Because it's like, ugh. Yeah, it's ugh. Okay. There is no dragon anywhere here. No. Okay. See ya. Oh, you've got fire weapons. Get lost. Less than a kilometre, it's fog. If it's more, it's mist. Interesting. I was not aware of that distinction. Oh, you've got like no health. Happy days. Oh, that's bad. Hello. Liza Boomerang, yay! Oh. There's offer sale, yay! Hey, dude. That was disgusting. Whee! Okay, so I'm going to go get that tower first. I do wish the dragon was here, but... Oh well. Oh, I shouldn't take my horse up here, I don't think. There's a lot of enemies. Hey, it's raining. Oh, bye. Oh, hi. Ow. See, that's sort of the issue I have, is that I don't have... Oh, fuck me. I don't have the weapons, necessarily, to beat black bokoblins. Like, to make it worth doing. Nope. Ow. Stamina, please. Fucking hell, come on. Whee! Is that a chest? It is. Nice. Love that. Lake Tower. Yippee! Oh, I'm zooming with the climbing gear. Let's go. There's someone here. Oh, they don't see shit. That's embarrassing. I'd say keep an eye out for the dragon, but if a dragon spawns in, I think it's going to lag the shit out of my game because it's not loaded the dragon before, I don't think. Or maybe it has. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Sheikah Tower activated. Oh, I see a Gorok puzzle. Scanning area. Nice. Oh, wasn't there a really cool like exploit discovered? I can't remember what it was. I can't remember how to do it. There's a tutorial of how to do it on my own YouTube channel. Where you like get crazy flying speed. Where you like get a bomb. I think you get like a bomb stuck on your bow or something and you just like zoom. I should look into that. As in, watch my own video back and see how I did it. That'll be a tell if it's a good tutorial, actually. If I can follow it. Right, I want to go this way, so I'm going to try... I think this is a bad idea. But I'm going to try it. Because I don't think I ever see people do it off towers. Oh, that might be why. Ooh. Okay, princess down, but it's okay. Kind of worked. Oh shit, my stamina! This is fine, we're okay. Yeet indeed. Yes, yes. Do I have Majora's Mask? No. Okay, I could get Majora's Mask. Because that always comes in handy. Whee! Yet another shrine, I can't remember what's inside. But it's not a test of strength. That's good. Oh, this shrine. Love this one. Okay. Easy peasy. Square bomb. On block. Round bomb. In hole. Bam. Bam. Huge. Round bomb in hole. Zelda on block. Whee! Ta-da! Oh. I have to get the chest like that. Let's work, let's work, let's work. Oh, it was close. Okay. In hole, please. That'll do. Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Okay. Ooh, nice. Fuck. Yippee! Just realised you're definitely behind on your TV, but oh well. Ah, that's fair. I feel like it's always a bit delayed on the TV, but that's okay. That's okay. I appreciate you watching. That's a short hair. Okay. I'm going to work out when that fell off my head, but it must be recently. I like my hair, you know. It's nice. I like it. Right. Besties, I'm going to once again invoke my right of teleporting because it's just really annoying. And we're going to go back to the thing. Yippee! Any dragon? Maybe? Dragon for me? No. No dragon. Sad times. Oh, I should go over there, shouldn't I? Oh. Okay, so we're going to go to that stable. And then someone else over there as well. See ya. Oh, see ya. Fire rod. Nice, I think. I don't want that. I've decided I don't want it. Oh. I saw the hole. I was looking for the boulder. Don't think anything of that, thank you. Oh, hole in one. Yeah. Goodbye. Come on, horse. Misstated into the kingdom. I feel like I don't too badly. I don't mind not having stasis. I feel like I never used it that much in this game. Like how you miss Riley's girl, yeah. I miss the bombs just for bomb launchers, and it was so convenient. Just to be able to... Well, it was so convenient, of course, to be able to launch yourself, but also just having bombs, like, instantly all the time is so good. Right, there is actually a shrine not too far from here, but I can't remember where it is. Is that it over there? Yeah, I think so. Having to rush your bombs hurts, yeah. What a beautiful horse. Where am I headed? To the south. Oh, same as me. So you're going to the Farron Grasslands, huh? You want to hear my story? Sure, I'll tell you. It was a while back. I lost my best friend, a horse I'd been travelling with for years and years. And then I heard this tale of a fountain in the Farron Grasslands. A magical fountain that can revive lost horses. You take care of that horse now. I intend to, thank you. Yeah, there's a shrine. What? Are you talking about dragons? My head's always so wrapped up in dragon stuff, I sometimes worry I may be a little bit obsessed. Oh, have you ever noticed how, be it clouds in the sky, rivers in the forest, or lightning, everything looks dragony? Yeah, you may have a problem, lady. Oh, is that a big hearty radish? No, just a regular, okay. I think I'm going to get to make my favourite Zelda joke in about 10 minutes. Oh, it's only minor, yeah, though. Okay, come on, mate. Sit down. That's pitiful. Are you going to do the thing? Would you kindly? Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Ow, ow. I was trying to avoid that. Oh, sit down, son. Guardian shield, yippee! And a guardian sword. Yeah. Yeah. Guardian swords are a bit shit, but that's okay. Nice. And then weapon. Okay. Boomerang. Fun. Hehe. Okay. Yeah, na 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 na. And I got 2 upgrades. Nice. May the goddess smile upon me. May she indeed. Oh wait, I won't, but I could get a bunch of hearty durians from down there, couldn't I? I won't, but I could. Thank you. Right, this is where I want to go. Oh yeah, there's dudes on horses in this game. Ew. Wrecked. Hello. How are you feeling today? Huh? Could it be? An energetic rhino beetle. It's the rare beetle you almost never see. Would you give it to me? Blah, 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 blah. No. Such a good deal. That beetle really wants to be with me. I don't understand your thought process here. Yeah. What have you got? I'll always buy the arrows. Okay. Yep. Okay. Oh. Besties, are we ready for my favourite joke in all of Breath of the Wild? Yeah. Just, Oh, it's not here. Oh. I thought this was the Ooh shrine, but it's not. That's sad, isn't it? And now I look foolish. Oh well. Or did we already have Ooh shrine? Maybe that was by the Colosseum. Maybe ignore me. Metal doors open the way. I wonder what I have to do here. Dude. I refuse. I refuse to open the door again. Oh. Stubbornness has entered the chat. I'm not doing it. Oh. I'm at a different angle now. Fuck you. Fuck you in your door. How about that? Really? Traveler's bow? Okay, fine. Oh, hello. Wait, do I need to take a photo of one of these guys? Or have I already done that? Oh, my Zelda sense is too strong. AKA, I've played this game too much. Yippee! I feel like this will do crazy damage. I almost want to drop it on myself to prove the point. But I won't, because that would be bad. My Tears of the Kingdom controls just kicked in. And I went to move it. But you can't move it. Oh, there's 3 chests in here. Wow. Wowie zowie. Are these bombable? No. Wait. Oh. I can just take them out. Ooh. Doodly-doodly-doo. Yippee. Nice. You know what, dude? I don't even care. I don't even care that you're there. Not bothered, not asked. Cool. Woohoo! The resourcefulness overcoming, blah blah blah. Da na 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 na. Sit until morning, why not, hey? Oh. This may have been a mistake. Oh well. Wait. What are the side quests in here? Looks like rain. This your first time here? It is. I see. The plains are home to many quality horses. In the past, nomadic tribes would gather here, but nowadays bands of riders roam the plains acting like they own the place. I can only hope someone steps up to deal with these hooligans. Really? Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm counting on you. Okay. Well, I know I just said that, but I'm not fighting them yet. Oh, unless I do, shall I? Fine, fine. Do it now. Fuck you. Stage 1, get them off their horses. Then just run them over. Oh, get off. Oh, get right, right. Sure. Nope. Oh, no, you don't. No, 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 no. My shield's going through it, poor thing. Nope. Bye. Spiked Boko Spear, cool. Then I'm sure there was another one. Yeah, over there. Okay, that really wasn't actually too bad. Don't even. Don't even try it, mate. Kinda feels bad, man, when you've only got a bow. Nice. Did it beat them? Counting on you. Don't overdo it, okay? But I did it! Swear I got them all. Where the heck did you come from? Get off. Sure, let's use this. Sit down. Okay, now it's done. I'm alive? I'm alive! And you saved me. Thank you so much. Here, take this as thanks. She's quite greedy. Hasty steamed mushrooms. Nice. So it feels like it's been ages since you've sat and painted some miniatures. Oh, that is rare for you. I hope you get some time too soon, friend. Wait, where is she? There you are. You took care of the hooligans. This is a small token of my thanks. Nice. That you haven't painted them for a while, I mean. Ooh. Did horse just do a power slide? Love that. Like you've just sat and painted a bit now. Ah, got ya. Last time you painted them was in my stream. Ooh. Lol. Okay, I don't know if I'm actually gonna... I'll see how much money the horse god wants. Because I might just not. But we'll see. I mean, you're having problems with focusing, which extends to doing shit at home. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, friend. Ooh. There's a rock up there, guaranteed. Oh, get wrecked. Give. Oh. Oh. Yes, please. I'll have that. Wait, no, come back. Thank you. You can't take photos of weapons in this game, right? Oh, fuck, you can. Shit. I thought that was, for some reason, only Tears of the Kingdom. Right, okay. I'm not saying I'm going to do a Twinkly tour. But, like, maybe, you know. In case I do. Better to start now. Right, so... Wait, that's a sword? I thought it was an axe. Oh. My monitor just went off for a moment. That's not great. What else is worth taking a photo of right now? With that one. Oh. Yeah. Then bows. Oh. Love that. Okay, soldier's bow. Phrenic bow. Traveler's bow. Sensational drawings. I forget what I was using. That one, I think. Nice. Oh. Okay. Love that for me. Okay. Ooh. See, I love this place because it's one of only 2 places that has the big creepy plants. They kind of scare me, but I love them. Okay. Girl? Sweet girl. Please, listen to my story. I'm Melania. Hast thou... I mean, have you ever felt the pain of losing a horse companion? If my powers return to me, I may be able to help you out in some way. Please, I beg of you. Help me regain the power I've lost. All I need is 1,000 rupees. When my power's been restored, I should be of use to you. Who loves horses so? No. That's truly tragic. I'm not paying 1,000. But then why did I come here, you ask? But this. Da na 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 na. Ancient saddle. A mysterious saddle made with forgotten ancient technology. Equip a horse with this and use down on the D-pad to call them even when they're far away. This is what I miss in Tears of the Kingdom. Being able to just call my horse from anywhere. Oh, it's a long way down. why is it still warm in my flat? It's the middle of November. I don't like it. I want to wear jumpers and be cozy and cute and I can't. Let's go this way this time. Okay, so now that I'm here anyway, there's an NPC here that can change my horse equipment. No, this way. Hello. Hello there, traveller. Welcome to our stable. You will stay a while, won't you? Oh? Oh, that's a mighty fine horse you have there. If you're interested, may I help you change your horse's gear or mane? Yes, please. You should know I'm only interested in horses that are raised with lots of love. How's your horse faring on that front? Wow, this one's eyes are positively sparkling with affection. I can tell this little one's just head over heels for you. That settles it. I'll gladly help you. I'll help you out with some gear. What would I like to change? I would like to change the... Let's look at the mane. Normal. That's very long. Mohawk. French braid. Laurel's cute. Braided mane. Blue, red, purple. I do think the OG's best for this horse, honestly. But I'd like to change the saddle, though. To the ancient saddle. Yes, please. What bridles do I have? Because I don't want to use that one. I don't want to. It looks hideous. Yeah. Well, okay. This is fine. Okay, so how's about we slowly make our way up to Akkala? I might not reach it today, but we'll see how we go. And if we do get there, we can do the tech lab and or maybe the labyrinth, but that's a big ask for one stream. Ow. Oh, I kind of need Rivali's Gale for the labyrinth, don't I? Kind of. Like, it does come in handy. Okay. For the way I do it, yeah, because I get on the very top of the labyrinth. Plus, for the one I'm doing, to like actually get there, because it's like out in the ocean, it does come in handy. Maybe I'll try without and see how it goes, but yeah. Dragon? No dragon? No dragon. Okay. Sad times, I'm afraid. Oh. There's a chest here. Fun. Reminds me you've not done the labyrinths in TOTK. Ooh, I do like them in Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. Bye-bye. You know what? Just for fun. Hey, fish. Shut up, everybody. Hey, fish. Bye, I'm gone. No one talk to me. Don't say a single word. Goodbye. I don't want to talk about it, okay? Should probably heal because I've already done the shrines that are nearby. Sure, that'll do. Right, what is the best way to get to thingy? Akkala. Also, what the hell's in there? Oh, Korok's in there, isn't it? I remember. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yippee! Bye. Okay, we're gonna go on a wee explore. Which means going off the path. But that's okay. Oh, it's kind of a path. Nice. Yo, we're going all the way over there. Where that tower is. All the way. Cross country, yeah. You know, I did cross country once. In school. And I came literally last place, so I never did it again. Because, like, no. Don't get your weapons, please. Oh, headshot. Who the fuck? Do I not have any weapons? Oh, shit. My weapon was not equipped. I made a mistake. Oh, I didn't pick up my weapon again. Oh, yes. You thought I may have made a little bit of a mistake. Just managed to hit yours, wounder. Come on, let me flurry rush. There we go, thank you. Oh, love that. Ooh! I mean, you were decent at the time. I wasn't. Like, I can do 100 meters. And then on the 101st meter, my whole body packs in. That's how it tends to go for me. That's how it tends to go for me, I find. I should not use this weapon to fight this enemy. Dude. 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 Okay. Right, for you to have no fear, you have to be a Yiga. What are you doing? Oh, okay, there you go. He's figured it out. Whee! Ding, ding, ding. Oh, yeah, no, mine was over 10 years ago now. Mine was in primary school. Right, who are you, random field man? I think you're a Yiga. You are. Hey, you there. Me? Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Come on, I'm not some creeper. I just want to talk, my friend. What do you say? Ew. Oh, joy, thank you. Now then, let me start over. Is this what it's like to text me? Because I extend words a lot. Is this what I'm like? That thing hanging on your hip, is that a Sheikah slate? Yes, it is. Okay, good. See, I knew it. Well then. Now you must die. Yeah, I've got a bigger weapon than yours. Than you. Get wrecked. Nice. Cool. Okay, have I done that stable? Yes, I have. So... where should I go? I don't know. Let's go this way. Why not? Do I have stamina meals? I have one. Okay, I'll cook more. Right, finish painting for the time being, but you've realised it probably shouldn't be taking you this long to paint figures. You can go at your own pace though, can't you? Like, what's the rush, you know? If you're enjoying it, that's the important thing. To be honest, you don't care. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, like you've rushed to make a time limit and it sucks. Oh. Yeah, no, that doesn't sound as fun. Ooh. Obvious Korok puzzle is obvious. Oh, now's not the time, dry bones. Dude. Dude. The Hunts. What about the Hunts? It's okay. Hunts is fine. Oh, is the horse eating the apples? Fuck's sake. Sorry. Excuse me. Okay, it's only eating one apple. We're okay. Don't do it, you little shit. Bless you, thank you. Nice one, Zelda. Dude! Fucking stop it. Go over there. Piss off. Wait, now that apple's gone again. What is happening? What is occurring here? Da 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 da. Yeah. Bye-bye. Timing as well. Shush. Shush your face. Okay, where am I kind of going? Should go this way, probably. No, okay. Oh, bye then. I don't know what you mean. They're keys. They're totally normal, not at all modified keys. Yes, yes. Totally as Nintendo expected. Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. This is totally normal. Completely normal game. Everything's fine. Absolutely wrecked, lad. Destroyed. Hello. I don't know where you came from, but thank goodness you did. It seems like such a paltry gift, but it's what I've got. I figured, yeah. Seeing the water stream so peacefully makes it hard to believe the great calamity really happened. Then the monsters attacked out of nowhere, and I think, oh right, time to head back to the stables. Ugh, whatever. Oh! Dude, no need. What was the need for that? Okay. Okay, fine. Fine. Oh, that... My epic takedown didn't happen anymore. Nope. Fine. We'll do it that way then instead. Oh. No, you fucking don't. Still have to sidestep him a little bitch. Right. I would really quite like those arrows. So... Nice. Can I get that from here? No, of course not. Oh, I thought it had 40 damage. Oh. Is there anything I don't want? Yeah, that can go. Decent. And its durability up as well, which is right nice. Wait, where horse? Oh, yeah. Yippee! That girl is just running. She's got no time for this anymore. Oh, fuck off. Go back to Lord of the Rings. Right, so I could go and do that tower if I wanted to. Or I could just ignore it for now and go to Akkala, which I feel like I might do. Because that tower kind of starts the Zora quest a little tiny bit. Like, it doesn't really, but just slightly. Love how it's basically like your horse is vibing and munching on some grass, then they get randomly teleported to you. I know, right? The poor horse. Just minding its business, then it gets snatched by me. Electric Goombas, oh my god. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's clouds because it's always raining over Zora's domain. Don't even. Okay, let's go this way. This is one of my favourite paths in this game. Because, I don't know, I just think it looks really nice. Like the water on both sides. It's just super cute. Pretty, yeah. As it starts to rain, fuck's sake. So pretty. Hello. Gerudo! I hate this sky water. Savota. I'm Karsh of the Gerudo. Remember that name. I run into Vo of all sorts of races on the road. I like the Gorons a lot. I wish my hide was as tough as theirs. Bye. What are those? They're they're the totally normal base game rock creatures of this game. Ooh. Crabs for days. Right side crab, nice. See, if I call my horse now, even though it's only there, it's gonna TP to me, isn't it still? Lots of crabs. So many crabs. Oh my god, so many crabs. It is round. I love he. Go on, horse. Let's go. Oof. Hey, I just said I loved you, okay? Let's not do that. They got aimbot. There's no way. No blip in the distance, I know. They're little just like poof and it's gone. Okay, so I'm gonna go up this way and completely ignore Zora's domain, even though Sidon is literally like just there. I do think I'll do Zora's domain soon. Next stream? Question mark? Perhaps? Maybe? Okay, why did I think that in the distance was a Gleeok? Wrong game. So if Zelda's hit, where's Link? I think he dies. Either he dies or he's still very badly wounded and is still in the restoration sleep thing. I can't remember though. Right. But yeah, no, he may be no longer alive in this version of the game. Yes, we gotta see Zora. I know you do in fact love Zora, especially Mifa. Yeah, your favorite place, yeah. Well, I gotta go up here first. Oh, I love how it's just raining. Oh, I think I'm in Zora's, like, catchment area for the Zora weather now, which is why it's just fucking rain. Oh, well. Oh, it's really loading in all the things, isn't it? Oh, it's so pretty. I love, thingy. This Akkala sit still. Oh. I think it just loaded in everything. It was very... There are two main characters, therefore they must be together. What, Zelda and Link? Do you mean? Hello? Hello? Yep, I see. Will this kill them both? No. Fine. To be honest, that was probably a bad idea if I wanted to get the chest, wasn't it? Probably a bit of a dumb move by me, but oh well. Oh well. Wait, let's go here, yeah. Thought the shrine was up here. Nice. I'm tired. I haven't decided if I've got to be up early tomorrow. Do not, okay. Wait, no, this is still not good. Right, what? What's upside down? Okay. Not what I need. I mean... kind of? Well, I can make that work. Yeah, that's fine. Exactly as Nintendo intended. Oh. Whee! Okay. If I... Does this work? Nope. Right. I'm going to sacrifice a shield for this. But then how do I get up there? No, there's no way. How actually do I get that? Oh. Oh. Okay. Got it. Though, thinking into it, they never do explain why this one random Hylian boy was like the only Hylian among the Zoras. You're right, they don't. Nice. If I was to hazard a guess, maybe because, like, we know Link's mum isn't really around. And then his dad was a knight in the army, maybe? But saying that, he had a sister. So I don't know. Please no, not another one. Oh, it's this one from the famous It Memes clip. Cute. Oh, God. Right. Just a little reminder for everybody that motion controls are very wonky. What? But when you're... Oh, shit. When you're not playing on the original hardware, which I definitely am doing, the motion controls are even wonkier, I think. Like, I swear, it just doesn't do what I want it to do. Do we think there's shot? I think there might be shot. Yippee! Whoa! Clip through the wall. I cannot be mad. Oh, I love that. Truly into another dimension. Right then. What's the thing? Is it that? I don't think so. Oh. Oh. I don't want to talk about that. Don't worry about it. It's not important. Doesn't matter. Oh, yes, please. Is there a chest in here? I've already got the chest. It's fine. Exactly as Nintendo intended. My resourcefulness. Thank you for commenting on my resourcefulness. I'm so resourceful. Da na 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 na. It's what Nintendo wanted, okay? Thank you. Oh, I've got 40 Korok seeds. Very nice. Whee! Okay, here's a question for everybody, which I think every Zelda streamer has asked at least once. If you could live and work at any stable in Hyrule, which one would you live in? Which one would you live and work in? Because for me, it's this one. Because I just think, like, in a nice cozy valley, sure it's raining a lot, but, like, the trees, the mountains, lovely. Give me this. So nice, so cozy. Ooh, I'm not sure. Yeah. I know I've got the bead. You've never thought about it. Ooh. No. Yeah. Off you go. And Beedle's got some good trades here. Gonna ask village. Oh, no, no, no. Ooh. Super Rumour Mill, Volume 2. Tracy here. No matter where I go, my love for rumours inevitably follows. Don't you make it a point to dig up rumours while travelling? In any case, today's topic of discussion is the dream of teleportation. Apparently, there was once an ancient medallion that could instantly teleport you wherever you placed it. What's more, this wondrous item may still be somewhere out there, just waiting to be scooped up. I must say, it sounds like the perfect item for travellers, adventurers, and rumour lovers alike. I hear the treasure chest containing this tool is located beneath a labyrinth in northeast Akkala. Is it true or just a beautiful dream? I'll let you decide that for yourself, dear reader. Tracy's recommendation, 5 stars. And that's where we're going. Hello. What do you want? Just hanging out? We'll see about that. What's that? What do you have there? That's amaranth, isn't it? No, this is Snow Bear Zero. Could you, maybe give me some? Sure. For you to be walking around with my favourite plant, it seems you and I may just get along after all. That said, Akkala's famous for... well, nothing. So, I have to ask, what could you have possibly come here for? I'm a traveller. I see, a traveller, hey? In that case, I have a request for you. My little sister Gleamer is a huge fan of insects. I know, I don't get it either. But apparently there's a certain insect she's dying to see in real life. She won't tell me about it though. Suppose there's some things you can't talk about with those you're closest to. Anyway, would you mind talking to her and figure out which silly insect she's so crazy about? I wonder why she won't talk to you, Jana. I wonder why. It's for her birthday. Think of it as a special favour. Or even a birthday request. Look, just do it, okay? You seem a bit mean. Like, as a person. Anyway. Okay, I'm going to get to the Ancient Tech Lab. And then... oh, I've got to get the flame again. Ugh, that's so gross. Okay, maybe I'll get to the tech lab today and then make it next stream's problem. Anyway, gonna ask Village, yeah, that reminds you, have you seen that video, Breath of the Wild edited? Oh yes, I have, Blair. I think you've made sure before that I've seen that video. Ask which village you'd have chosen Hateno. Hateno's never quite done it for me. I know a lot of people say Hateno. It's never quite done it for me as Hateno Village. Oh, fine, alright. I'll save you, dude. Good try. You made an attempt. Ooh. I love that the Gorons can't cope with the rain. Wait, there's another fairy up here somewhere. Oh, I didn't consider that. We could go to the fairy. Because she's just over the other side of what will become Tarrytown. Sabak. You there, Hylian kid. Nice to meet you. Out in Akkala, we have a name for... we have all sorts. Zora, Goron, Rito, you name it. There was a time we didn't mix much, but things change. I'm glad they have. Some people travel the world for glory, for money, for thrills, but me, I do it for love. Easy though, kid. You have to be careful who to trust, little Vi. I'll do my best, okay. Right, I would go down there, but there's not really much point at the moment. I feel like I've got the hiccups. This is not ideal. Right, I'm going to go Great Fairy, but I think there's a Hylia statue already on Tarrytown. Why do I feel like something's about to spawn in here? Oh, I guess not. Okay. Cool. That's fine. Oh. Okay. Well, it's not active in the daytime. That's fine then. It's just in the middle. Yeah, I thought there'd just be like a Lionel or a Hinox, but I guess it was off to the side a bit. And it was a Stelnox, so that's fine. Yo, I still haven't seen a regular Hinox. Okay. I think Tarrytown's here. Oh, no, it isn't. Nope, I'm not where I thought I was. You're not having the map is rough. Only one I can remember off the top of your head is in Zora's domain. Which, Lionel or a Hinox? Oh, look at little baby Tarrytown. Oh, I turned to the map. No, I don't. I just don't have it unlocked. I would need that tower up there, which I've not done yet. It did cross my mind to do the Pro HUD that turns it off, but I didn't. Hinox is one on the cliff. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few about. I forget. Oh, wow. Look at this random place. I wonder if anything will ever come of this area. Anyway. You who've conquered shrines and claimed the spirit orbs. I'd like a heart container. Yes. Whee! Appears I still possess spirit orbs. Heart container. Yes. Yippee! I love little, like, baby Tarrytown. It's so cute. I remember finding it and being just like, this is so weird. Why is this here? But I get it now, and it's cute. Anywho. You've never seen it in that state? Yeah. Before you do any of the questy stuff, it's all, like, there. It all looks like that, I mean. Always find it after construction starts. Oh, I see, yeah. Right, I forget where the fairy is in relation to the shrine. Oh, Stormy, sod off. Actually, let's have that. Oh. Okay, this bow's fine. Cool. Let's see, where's the shrine? There it is. Whoa, calm down. Jeez, really stormy. Okay, maybe I don't want to live in Akkala. Just maybe, you know. It's a bit yikes. Ah, there's the fairy fountain down there. Now, what is this shrine? Oh. Oh. Minor, okay. Ooh. Oh, I'm getting hungry. But I've already had my Hey! No need for that, was there now? Oh, that was hilarious. That was just embarrassing. Okay. Let's get rid of... Actually, let's equip it and throw it. Well. Yeah. Da-na-na-na-na. Yippee! Na-na-na. I think the next fairy's only 500. I really hope it is. Oh. Because otherwise I'm not going to have enough money. I'm going to be right back. Just need to shower. No worries, friend. Yeah. Goodbye. Hey, hey, hey. Chill. Please only be 500. Oh, yeah, no, it's literally 10 to midnight. Like, we're genuinely going to wrap up soon enough. Because it's very much late. Very. Very. Would you please come a bit lower? Why are you like this? Oh, I didn't get it. Girl, sweet girl, please, listen to my story. I am the great fairy Miha. This place was once a beautiful spring. But as time passed, fewer and fewer travellers arrived to offer me rupees. As a result, my power has abandoned me. I'm nearly powerless now. So I beg your help. I need rupees to become whole again. All I need is 500 rupees. Once my power has been restored, I can help you do great things, girl. Now, if you have rupees, hand them over to me quickly. In order for me to regain my power, I need 500. Let's go! Still no need to snatch. Thank you. You are too kind. Ah, the power. It's overflowing. This is the purple one. Ooh. She's cute, okay. I like the purple. So, you're the one who released me. I was expecting someone bigger, I guess. A slim lass like you will do just fine. Yes. Thanks to you, my power's been returned to me. I think you'll agree a good deed deserves a good reward. I can enhance your clothing, but I require the necessary materials to do it. Yep. With the power available to me, I can enhance a fair amount. Ooh, okay. Ooh, say less. You're free. Hi, free. Hi. How are you, lovely? We just unlocked a great fairy. Hi. How are you, lovely? How was work? I hope it went okay. I hope things are good. There we go. Yes, please. Oh, yes, the therapy. I hope that went well as well, of course. Yes, please. Work was good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad, lovely. Yesterday, though, oh. Was it a rough one? Not as good. Oh, I'm sorry. And gone. It is foul weather in Akkala. Ooh. Listen, I mean, if the tree's going to get chopped down, I might as well. I think it was directly correlated to you working the front desk. Oh, I see. That would probably do it, yeah. Like, as long as no desk, you're good. As long as you're your own office, you're good. Where, have you decorated your office at all? I'm sure it looks great. Oh, yes. Ooh. I have. Oh. Have you got anything you'd want to tell us about? No worries if you don't, of course. There were some basic picks that were around. Might bring some personal stuff. Oh, okay, I got you, yeah. Sounds good, though. Sounds good. Right, there may be a Stalnox over there now. If there is, I'm going to really avoid it. Made a photo wall. Oh, I love that. That looks so random. Why he look like that? Oh, he gone. Okay. And rearrange the layout. Oh, of course. You've got to rearrange the layout. Move the heavy desk all by yourself. Oh, those gym sessions have come through. Love that for you. Yeah, for sure. She is tough. She is strong. What the hell's this? This looks very suspicious. Gonna head out. No worries, Pa. Good night, lovely. I hope, I hope you have a good day. Oh, spot the Yeager. Hello. No thanks. Okay, following our chat about stables, this is the second one, because I do like the view from here as well. As Breath of the Wild has my week off. Breath of the Wild's very good. We got the magical teleporting horse today. What else have we done? I don't know. Got the teleporting horse, that's about it really. Stable couldn't be you. Relate. Actually relate though. That's amazing. Sensational. I love it. I love it. The pin. Absolutely the pin. So deserving of pin. But yes, so Breath of the Wild is good. We've done... Oh yeah, we finished the Climber set and we dyed it purple. So Zelda's looking so cute right now. Yeah. And my week off's good. I have not done much. Of course. I was gonna go to the cinema tonight. Well, today, but it wasn't free anymore because my monthly pass thing ran out. Did I respond to Joel? Not yet. I thought I'd do that off stream. Let's play some golf. Oh, first try, first try, first try. Oh, smashed it. Thank you for reminding me, yes. No. Oh, you are lying to me. I have to stay on this screen or the ball unloads. That's dumb. Shit. I'm so proud of your brain. It's doing so well. See, like, what is this? What is this? What is happening? I'm not even moving the controller. Nice, thanks for that. This is emotional damage. What's the motion that I need? I don't know. Fuck you. Oh? Have I tried saying please? Fuck you. No, I haven't. Okay, I see there's something going on over there. Behind the monk. Oh, have a day off? No. See, I don't know if it's possible for me to do this right now. With the technical limitations that I have. Oh, I'm only trying to get over there. This is very achievable. This is so achievable. That is what I intend to do, bestie. I did this on another apparatus shrine before you came in. Oh. Smooth. Nailed it. Now, you may be wondering, Snow, how are you going to get back? And to be honest, I'm wondering that as well. Because I may have fucked myself. Would I rather have the spear or the sword? this. Right, because here's my problem. I think if I just yeet myself, I'm going to respawn back here. Oh, you're so good. Your brain is so good, bestie. Right, let's see. If I drop this here. Oh, please, 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 please. Get on the chest. That was not my intention. Okay. I stand like right up here, maybe? Nope. Well, let's see where I respawn. Fuck. Right, this is going to be an issue. Because then how the blimmin' heck am I going to get up here? Oh. Kind of. No, 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 no. Oh. If I didn't paraglide, I might have had that. Friends, it's possible that I've made a mistake. Oh. And another one. You see, if I completely die and lose all my heart, I'm going to respawn at the start of the shrine. Which I think will solve my issue. But I would really like to just do this. Like, the gamer in me wants this now. I want to be a gamer. Why am I over here? Zelda, please. You're learning so much. Is this the gameplay that you subscribed for? Oh, this is how. Like, Point Crow and me identical right now. This is it. Oh. Fuck. Oh no, fairies. I don't want to waste fairies on this. Right. The fairy's fighting for my life, not its life. Because like launching over there is just not going to help me at all. I'm going to do something that I'm fairly sure won't work, but I'm going to try it. It didn't work. I don't know if you see the vision yet, because I don't think the vision actually exists. But let's try it again. Nope. It doesn't let me do it. Right, I think this has to be the way we do it. See, now I'm at the wrong angle again. Nope. can't get it close enough. Hi, Blair. Hello. I hope you're doing well, friend. How was your shower? Oh, I nearly had that. Oh, that's the wrong angle. That was good. You feel refreshed? Yay! I'm so glad. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, well, there we go. Had a good scrub of your scalp and yours. How dire it was. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so we're back here, which is okay. I think it saves that I did the chest. Oh, fucking hell. That was way off. Just go in. In you go. In you go. Okay. Right, let me go and verify that it worked. Because if it didn't, we have a problem. Okay, it did. Good. Oh, and I have my shield back. Nice. Good scalp scrub is amazing. I feel like my scalp does okay, to be fair. Da, 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 da. But yes, yes. Love that for you both. Good scrub got the good shampoo out. Nice. Wait, does it mean I've still got all my fairies as well? Because if so, that's huge. Okay. What we might do is stop it here for today. Because next stream is going to be Ancient Tech Lab, the stable, then maybe Zora's Domain? Like maybe Zora's Domain? Maybe Zora? Maybe? We'll see. And so I feel like it's best to do that. Oh, okay, Beetle. I feel like best to like dedicate a stream to that. So we might wind it down there. We can do a little just yap as well, of course. But yes. That may be the plan. I love the purple. It's so cute. It's so cute. The one moment you walked away from your phone, what? I said Zora. Oh my god, it's 10 past midnight. Right, okay. Yep, sorry. Give me a good tune. Oh, I know exactly what tune. Oh. Okay. So, friends. We shall call it there for today. I appreciate you all for being here. We woke back up at just the right time. Hi, Barry. Hi. I did suspect you may have gone to sleep. But yes, yes. I'm glad you're awake, of course, and nice to see you. I hope you had a good little sleep. But just go back to bed. Straight, just go to sleep again. It's fine. We're ending. Just go to bed. Because I'm not having you text me at 2 a.m. like I can't sleep. No. Go bed. Galaxy playthrough when? I have been watching some Galaxy content recently. So, like... potentially. Hi, Mimi. Hello. Hi, friend. Hi, hi. Yo, I got a spot, like, there. And every time I move my face, it's like, ow. Or adjust my glasses, it's like, ow. Live, laugh, love. But yes, I appreciate you all for being here. Oh, it's like the music player knows me. It's like it knows what I want. I could fall asleep to this music. In like the best way, I could fall asleep to this. I really could. Okay. So, my plan for the next few days, I'm going back to my family tomorrow and staying the night. So definitely no stream tomorrow. Maybe Saturday. I'll see how we go because I'll like still be seeing family, but I'll be back here in the evening. So like, I may want to stream or I may want to curl up in a ball and not talk to anybody. Just have no games this week. What do you mean? You mean us two? Games? Us two? There's still time. Not tomorrow, but there would be time if you're free at the weekend. If you're free like Saturday evening or at any point on Sunday, I'd be down. I would still be down for that. Yo, I've not played Fortnite in so long. Match free Saturday evening. Saturday, like, you know, my evening, your mid to late afternoon. I'd be down. I'd be down for games or Discord call and gaps. Well, oh, she's saying well. Oh god, okay. Maybe Sunday then, oh, okay. Well, I'm free both of those days. I was thinking you're evening. Bestie, I'll be in bed by your evening, friend. Friend, if we're talking like, you know, when I go live at like 9 PM, so what, 4 PM for you? Oh, your mum and grandma are coming to visit. That's okay. I'll play with them too. That's okay. I forget the time zone. I wish it wasn't a thing. I wish it was not a thing, honestly. Like, just ugh. Ugh. Okay, so... And are your folks coming on Saturday, do you mean? Or are they there, like, Saturday and Sunday? Because I know it's a bit of a drive. But yes, if you're free either of those days, I will be free. Maybe Sunday, I've got no plans. Yeah, but I'm British. Like after an hour's drive, I need to lie down. Only Saturday, okay. True. That was easy. To be fair, an hour's not bad. What's an hour away from me? Because there's like a big city, so then a little bit further maybe. Hey, I used to get travel sick, only it wasn't actually travel sickness, it was undiagnosed anxiety disorder about going far away. So, sure. Stoke-on-Trent's only there? Sorry, I'm looking on a map. That's where Stoke-on-Trent is? What the fuck? I actually forget how much you used to go back and forth. That was 3.5 hours. Oof, yeah. A little anxiety for a treat? No, I've had enough of it. No treat here. Do we need to get you out more? Blair, it's been 5 years. We know this. This is not new. Longest drive in one day was 10 hours. Fuck that. Absolutely not. No chance. You were thinking that, yeah. I'm not doing 10 hours. You can get in the bin if you think I'm doing 10 hours. You by yourself too. See, I wouldn't mind that. Blair, what the fuck? Was this on a coach? Because, like, coaches don't count quite as much. Because you can, like, stand up. But, like, that's bonkers. Yeah, it was on a coach. Okay. Like, I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. I'm not at all trying to take that away from you. Like, I'd rather do it in a coach than in a car, though. Well, no, I wouldn't. Because then I could at least, like, stop myself and get out myself. Rather than being stuck on a coach. A school trip coach, I want no part of it. Like, I had a streak of like 3 years where every single school trip I threw up on the way. And then I just stopped going on the school trips because I was like, fuck this, no. It was a special school trip, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like, musicians only, yeah, no, I know. My best friend in school was like really good at music. So like, I know he had school trips to like, I can't remember, to Europe, to mainland Europe anyway. Like just for the music cruise. So that was good for him. But yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at Twitch features. Yeah. Yo, I'm tired. Shall we end the stream? Rather than just sit here for half an hour and I struggle to come up with things to talk about. Shall we wind down the stream? Because I had a lovely time. Better go to bed.
Go to bed.
Yeah. We could do that because, like, on a real level, I need to go and eat an apple and then go to bed because I need to be up slightly early to have a shower before I, like, go and see my family because, bish, you stink. Like, no. You gotta dry your hair before bed, otherwise it'll make your bed wet. Oh, yeah, go and do that. I'll definitely do that. Go eat your nightly apple. I will go and eat my nightly apple. Oh, I bought a new pack of apples from a little Tesco, not a big Tesco, and I'm a bit worried that they're going to be a bit shit. Ooh, have an apple, yeah. Have an apple too, Mimi. Go, go. Let's be apple friends. What am I going to watch tonight? I don't know. YouTube's a bit dry today. Oh dear. Oh well. You have cheese sticks. You mean cheese strings? Is that what you mean? Oh yeah, I did watch that, Blair. Yes, I did. I watched that like the night you sent it to me. Strings, Mimi, strings. You make strings with them. Sticks grow on trees. Cheese doesn't grow on trees. I'm not sorry. The photos in our Discord server, in my Discord server, Mimi, people, well, me and Blair have been posting photos of our cheese strings. You get good at riding Blair's ADHD. Once you've known her for 5 years, you get used to it. You sort of know what she's going to talk about. Sorry, that was an outrageous statement from me. I love you, Blair. Do you mean nothing, Blair? Nothing, bestie. Hee 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 hoo. Stop calling me out. No. No. I don't know why you did that, friend. I don't know why you did. Where is it? Pick and vid spam, probably. Oh yeah, I see it. Oh, I see the picture of my own pizza and I'm hungry again. I want a pizza. Where's chat? There you are. Oh, yeah. You know what else I did yesterday? I watched Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, and I was just waiting for Voldemort to laugh. Traumatized. I have trauma now. Yes, you want a hot dog stuffed crust pizza. Yes, they're so good. They're so good. I would try. I would love you to try it. You're saving the Harry Potter film rewatch for Christmas when you just rot at home. I only watched the last one because I went round to Potatoes, and Potato was like, me and my flatmate have already been watching them all. You like most things? Yes. I promise, Mimi, I promise there are no olives on this pizza. There you go. Promise there's no olives. Don't like olives and whiskey. Okay, whiskey as well. Good to know. You can add olives. You never did. Of course I remembered. Of course. I know you don't like olives. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Mimi does not like olives. Like, we do not want to add olives to Mimi's pizza. Olives are the worst. You add mushrooms to yours and it slaps. Nice, love that. I add nothing to mine because it's already perfect. You like mushrooms now? Nice. I used to not like them, fair. The moment I put mushrooms on anything, I feel like my stomach, like, tightens. There's not much room for anything else. No, it was not. That was so forced. I'm not proud of that joke. I'm really not proud of it. Yeah, oh, okay, thanks. Thanks for hyping up my crappy mushroom jokes, friends. I appreciate it. I grin like a fool. Oh, that's cute, though. That's cute. I love this music. I don't know why I love this music so much, but it's so good. I mean, no shit, I made the playlist. Of course I love all of the music on it. But, like, you know. Go to bed. I'm going to. Oh, I changed my bed today. I hope you're all proud of me. I'm no longer a Twitch stereotype. I have a clean bed tonight. I'm so proud. Thanks. Thanks. I put on my starry bed sheets. I'm happy. Thanks for the seed quiz. Your Honour, if I say something, again, we can't judge me. I'm going home tomorrow. I may be bringing the bed sheets with me. The dirty ones. Because my parents have got a better, like, washing setup than me, okay? Okay? Like, I could wash it here. But, like, my parents' like machine is better. I've done that good, thank you. Thank you. Oh, I need to write an email to the property manager. To be like, where the fuck is this guy? No, that would be weird. No. My parents have bed sheets there. They have got that handled, thank you. I mean, the bed at my parents is a single bed and here it's a double bed. So, like, that's not even really an option. But yeah. Oh, I need to take my nails off. Oh no. Mora's sobbing at her feet. Oh no, poor Mora. Poor Mora. Oh, bless. Bless. Her life is so difficult, I know. I know, it's more difficult than mine, that's for sure. Oh, is she mad at you for working? Oh. Oh. She's big bad, yeah. You've left her. No, poor Mara. My hair's short now. It's just in case you hadn't noticed that. My hair's short and it feels different in my hands. I'm like, ooh. She doesn't understand capitalism, I know. I wish I was her. Well, if I have to live in it, I want to understand it. But like, you know. You know what I mean. Okay, my throat hurts, so I've either got to actually end the stream or go and fill up my drink. Like, I actually need to do one of those two things. Oh, to be a simple cat, I know. I know, I would love. Go to bed. I actually think I will. I think instead of yapping all night, let's actually do that. So, Mimi, I will DM you... Wait, no, we've already... Have we decided? Have we decided what we're doing? Are we doing something on Sunday? What are we doing? Help. What do we do? Oh, you're so good, you're so good. Sunday games, okay. So, probably in that case then, maybe stream on Saturday. And then I'll be not streaming on Sunday because Mimi's booked a private session. Which sounded better in my head. But yes. You're probably going to go to bed at like 1 AM. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go to bed later than that, Blair. So, I can't say anything. I can't say anything. Right, it just... I didn't mean like that. Shush. Shush your face. Browse, indeed. Indeed. Friend, do you have to get up at work? Get up for work at 8? No, but I have to... get up early and have a shower and then coordinate with my family, and then I'm having a big socializing day tomorrow. Oh. I'm seeing my parents and at least one of my cousins, but knowing my cousin's family, maybe it'll be more than just one of my cousins. Which is fine, they're all lovely people. But, socializing. You have a wedding on Saturday and how to prep tomorrow. Ooh. I assume you mean as a host, not as a guest, Mimi. I assume... Oh wait, you don't work Saturdays. So like, are you there for the wedding, Mimi? How does that work? Because you do Monday to Friday. So are you going to be there for the wedding? Like, genuine question. Surprise, you're getting married. Okay, you might stop by say pics. Okay, but you're like not like running the whole thing. Okay, I see. Just take it tomorrow instead. Yeah. But that's exciting though. That'll be good. There's a banquet team. Ooh, sounds good. Sounds good. My rule is don't involve me. Like, I can be a guest, but don't involve me in your wedding. Because, like, when I've had roles in weddings before, it's been bad. Let me rephrase that slightly. The couples are no longer together. And it's like, no, don't involve me in weddings. No, let's not do that. do not need to worry about the actual event. That's good though. Like you can plan it and then like, yeah, not have to like be there for it. Yeah. Yeah. No, that sounds good. I feel like weddings are like a lot. I've not been to one in a very long time, I'll be honest. You do planning and collecting monies. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Don't really embarrass me if you get married. Okay, so there's a whole gender situation going on there. Like, I feel like that's the issue at hand, rather than like my track record. Like, should that ever happen, Blair, let's just see where I'm at the time. Because if I was going to go to a wedding in the next year, I'd be wearing a suit. It'd just be like that, which is fine. It'd just be like that. So like, we'll see. We'll see, friend. I think actually that's fair. Sorry, I was just looking at the Twitch category. Why do I have to look like that on the thumbnail? Just like, why is that? Why is that? No, please. That's fair. Because she only have suits. That's fair though. Love that for her. Love that for her. If you see the prom photos. I don't think I ever have I? I don't know. If I do, I don't remember them. But anyway, I feel like before any of us get married, there's certain other steps we're going to have to figure out first. Like, who the fuck we're marrying. So, you know. You know. That's a problem for her, and let's focus on other things first, besties. It be like that, doesn't it? Oh, Blair, look around this Twitch chat. Look around this Twitch chat, friend. You've been singing forever, I've decided. Kind of a slay. I love that for you. And love and support those decisions. You can have all of the cats you want, bestie. Tom's trying to set you up with someone. Like ongoing, he's trying to set you up with someone? Or was this in the past and he's given up? Because interesting. Interesting. Yes or no? Okay. Basically, I think I'm just in the bin at this stage. We'll see. But, you know. You haven't dated since moving to Virginia. That's fair. That's fair, because that was like... Oh, God, is that 3 years ago now? 2, 3? Maybe also in the bin. It'd be like that, bestie. It'd be like that. 3 years, damn. Damn. But you're doing so great, though, Mimi. You're just, like, generally, you're doing so great, friend. You're so much better. Just, like better in yourself. Because I love that for you. As a human, yeah, for sure. That's so good. And like so just like healthy. That's just so good. I love that for you. Where Tom was going to try and intervene in his way. I don't know what you mean by that. You're actually trying. I'm so happy for you. Like, oh, that's so good. Just, yeah. Got your own place, got your own job. It's so good. You thrive more when the first paycheck hits. Oh my god, yes, that's going to be so good. Don't spend it all at once. Don't buy yourself a new car immediately. But yes, it's going to be so good. And don't buy any plane tickets. No, no. Not yet. I need more money. Like, I need more hours or I need a different job. Like, fucked. Oh, okay, that's fair enough as well then. Paying off the credit card, I do support that. Tom will try and speed up the process. Oh. Oh, I imagine that going very well if it's Tom getting involved. Ooh. Okay. Oh yeah, no, productive spending. That's the healthy kind of spending. That's like, I don't know, well, none of y'all are as chronically on TikTok as me, but like that's Caleb Hammer approved spending, is that. Healthy spender, I love that for you. I'm a healthy spender in the sense that I don't spend because I can't. Yippee. Man, sit down and budget your life again. That's fair. That's fair. Control spending, yeah. Yeah. No, it do be like that. It really does. I'll spend £100 on nights out. Fucking hell, Blair. Listen, I have never been on a proper night out. Literally never in my life. But damn. I left our works night out with like an extra £9 in my pocket because I didn't even like spend the allotted budget. I got given money on the work night out. It was hysterical. Night out's fun. I beg to differ. Not for me. No, nuh-uh. Like 2 in a week. Oof, that's rough. You paid for everyone drinks before. I mean, love that for you. Back when you were financially stable. Can't relate. I need something more jammy than Linda's Lament right now. There you go, that'll do. One of those nights was a big night out, yeah. I can imagine if you spent nearly 100 fucking pounds. You don't know how you were at that time, that's fair. Turn this down a bit. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. 2 nights out, but still, like... Friend. Fuck. A little fun night for a treat. You see, if I want to have a little fun night, I'll just do this. This is what I do for a fun night. This is my plans. My plans is this, or the cinema, or, like, a favourite, like, movie or something. This is, you know, oh yeah. Yeah. Mimi, when are you going to stream again? I miss you. But also no pressure, because, like, I know big adjustments are happening. But I miss you, friend. Love you, I miss you. Oh. You want to be she's, yeah. That's fair. Your brain hurt. That's okay. I feel that, though, like, because I'm in quite, like, the position at the moment where I'm not... Like, I wouldn't describe myself as overworked right now. So, like, I can stream. So it's like, yeah. And also, I feel like, you know, my streams are very regularly select few familiar faces with nobody I don't know coming in. So it's very easy to manage the chat. So, like, I don't have to put any effort into that. It's really, like, chill. Yeah, Twitch is different, though. It's different to, like, actual people. Oh, Absolute tangent out of nowhere, but I had a doctor's appointment on Monday and I should be okay to start donating blood again. We think, allegedly. Because I haven't done that in like 6 months. Feel bad, you got a Twitch payout this month. Haven't streamed. That's Canvas later. I love that for you. That's huge. I mean, I got a Twitch payout quite recently. I think last month I got one. So I'm not expecting one for like a while. Feel bad? Oh no, do not. Like, as somebody that subscribes like up front, it's so worth it. Still so worth it, friend. Just above the 50, yeah. Oh, I am closer to a payout than I thought I was. Huh, look at me go. How the hell's that happened? Huh. Well, they've told me to stop taking the iron tablets, so I'm like pretty good there. Oh, this is a breakdown by day. Oh, that's a bit weird. Okay. Oh, whoever's got Twitch Turbo, I've earned 1 cent from you having Twitch Turbo. Whoever that is, if Mimi, if you still got it. I appreciate the 1 cent from your Twitch Turbo. Thank you. Love that for me. Thanks for the cent, Mimi. If anyone needs blood, I got you. Well, that's hopefully going to be me. Hopefully going to be me again, because I want to donate still, because like it's good. But like, yeah, you're going to try and give blood at some point. Yeah, for sure. Am I or? Nice one. Oh, negative. No, I'm O positive. Which is like still useful, but not like the one, you know. Like O negative is but O positive still good. You're negative. Oh, you are. Love that for you. That's so good. You know what you are? Well, that's because like they can never find yours, Barry. So like they don't know what you are. Got it. It's true. Yours is still disputed whether you even got any. Oh, truly you are. Truly, friend. Truly. Wait, Barry, go back to sleep. What's happening here? Go to bed. You just got to get up another kilogram, though. You got this. Don't even think you're alive. Truly, they're like, there's no evidence here. Indeed. Yeah, you look, you almost faint. I feel like that's the thing, though, because, like, for me, like, I'm an anxious being in general, but I really don't mind giving blood. Like, the giving blood itself doesn't bother me at all. So I feel like I kind of should. You know? Because then there's people like you, and I know, not naming names, but I know somebody else has been in the chat previously who said they have a phobia. I can't remember if it was, like, phobia of blood or phobia of needles. But, like, absolutely fair enough for, like, people that don't want to donate. Because it's like, yeah, of course not. If you, like, if you have aversions to it, of course not. But I've always been, like, quite chill, so I'll do it, yeah. Finding the passport the last 2 times have been rough. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You just have a bad needle phobia, yeah. I feel like I never did. I used to have anxiety because, like, fever, or even, like, getting injections, getting shots. Like, I used to because it was, like, really quite rare. Oh, yeah, no, Berry, they'd have a phobia of you if you started donating blood. Vaccines are fine, but anything in the veins are scary. That's fair. Yeah. No, you might. Yeah. They have a phobia of me from the regular blood test. Truly. Truly they do, I think. They actually would, like, turn you down. I wonder what they'd do. To be fair, like, don't try it, but I wonder what they would actually do. When you needed regular blood test, they had a nightmare with you. Oh dear. Oh dear. I feel like mine are just, like, quite visible. They're, like, kind of just there. So it's like, yeah, straight shot. And we're fine, but not to flex on y'all having actual troubles. I said I was going to end stream like half an hour ago. What's happened here? Yours are hard to find. Fair. You were too old for the child, but they struggled at the adult centre. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. They had to dig. Oh, God. Oh, no, thanks. That's foul. That's foul. Booked at the child centre, or you went to a GP. Fair. Yeah, I don't want to start comparing each other's medical notes for you all, but yeah, no, Berry's experienced in that arena. Never a time without digging for you. I forget the word you used, Berry, to describe it recently. Wasn't ravaged, was it? I cannot remember what you said. But, like, yeah, sounds rough. Yep. You're trying to be for real. No. I just can't remember what you said. No. But yeah, no, I feel like I should go again. Your veins are very shy. I'm not gonna make an attack on your personality there. No, you're welcome. Love you, friend. Love you. I don't know if it's... Well, I say I don't know who's it read. I feel like I've not raided anyone in a long time. But there's, like, no one that I'm not scared to raid. So I just haven't been doing that. But, It's better. I should. I feel like the stream is winding down. I feel like I've run out of... I'll be honest, my eyes were not focused on the screen then. Yes, okay, right. Deal. Me, Berry, Blair, all of us go to bed. Except I'm not, because I've got to eat an apple and watch my comfort YouTube for a bit. Mimi, go take care of Mara. And we can all chat soon. Okay? Sound good? Eat my apple. I'm gonna absolutely smash this apple. It's going to be so good. Plan? Good. Okay. Yes, I'll ravage the apple. Why are you two the same person now? What's happened here? How has this happened? Same brain cell, truly. Truly ravage the apple. No, truly share the same brain cell. What the fuck? I need to go to bed. This is not happening anymore. truly soaring on the wavelength. 2 peas in a pod. Oh, I love that for you, though. I love that for you. Yeah, okay, the music's slow, the music's chill. Let's not raid anybody, let's just wind us down. And go to Eep. And I'm going to reply to Joel. That's what I'm going to do. Yes. Okay, sounds good. Do not forgo. I won't forgo. I won't. I won't forgo either. Thank you. Okay, going. Love you all. I'll see you potentially on Saturday. I'll see how we go because I might want to just not, but we'll see. Okay. Yes. Love you, friends. I will see you very soon. Okay. Bye.
Squeak.